Hello everyone, it's Rick Passek, the FlyFish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today I will be tying a great salmon pattern. Also does very well in smaller sizes for sea run cutthroat, and that's the Comet. This is going to be the orange version of the Comet. I tie these in orange, pink, chartreuse, and olive. I do tie the odd one in black as well. But the orange, pink, and chartreuse are probably the three go-tos. But super simple tie. Just make sure to keep it fairly sparse. You don't want you don't want this one really thick and heavy. So, alrighty. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's get tying. So in the vise today, we have a Orange HR412 low water single in a size 6. I tie these in a 4, 6, and 8. 6 and 8 being the more popular. 4 sometimes, and even a 2, but depends what I'm going for. But 8 for cutties, 6s and 4s for steelhead and salmon. Okay, 8 and even a 10 for cutthroat trout. For the tail, I will be using the new Semperfli Super Select Craft Fur. Quickly becoming one of my favorite products that they've got. It's some of the best. I've never found a better one, actually, craft fur out there. For the body, I'll be using some silver Holo tinsel in the 3/64. For the hackle, I'll be using some dyed orange Grizzly. And for the eyes, just I've got the extra small bead chain eye. Dumbell eyes. If you've got bead chain, use those instead. For the thread, I'm going to be using some Semperfli Nano Silk. And then just for the head, I'm going to be using some classic waxed and bright orange. The reason I'm not using that for the whole thing is because that's 12-aught. And yeah, I'm doing the whole, I want to be able to tug harder. So that's why I'm using a Nano Silk instead. So, especially to get those eyes on. So just start your thread, like always. Come back to the point of the hook. The reason I say the point of the hook is because after the point of the hook starts taking a turn, and you don't want to go down that turn for your body. For your tail. Okay. So back forward. I'm going to come just on top of where the split is in the hook, right? Just in front of that, and set my eyes in. Right there. I do want to leave a little bit of space for a head in the front, so. Okay, just want to turn this, make sure that I've got that nice and on properly. Okay, and now the big key to putting these on is I've gone this way. Now, under. Do that 2 or 3 times, and then figure 8. And then under, figure 8, and that should be tight. Yeah. Now I can tighten up if I want. Like that is a little loose because I wasn't cranking on it. There we go. Now it is. Tight. And if you want to put a dab of crazy glue on there, give her, right? So just making sure I've got a bit of a coating for my underbody. Now I'm going to take a little chunk out of here. It's not a huge piece that I want of the fur, but I definitely want to make sure I've got enough for a tail. You don't want it to be too sparse, but you also don't want it really super thick. So all I did there is I just combed it out of my desk just to get what I want off of the patch. Put that out of the way, just makes more room, right? And here all I have to do is I can just, if I've got some fibers that are a little too long for my taste, I can cut them out, right? So you want about 1.5 times, at least 1.5 times the length of the body sticking past. So about there. And I'm just going to tie that in all the way back to about that point, and then under it, over, under it, over, under it, over. So that gives me 3 turns under. Now I can just roughly just cut a bit just to get rid of those last really long ones, but you see how I'm just kind of randomly cutting. I'm not cutting straight. That you don't want to cut any material really straight, because it just, things aren't straight in nature, right? So I just wet my fingers a bit just to get that craft fur kind of under control a bit. And then I'm going to take the silver holographic, tie that in. Bring that forward in slightly overlapping wraps. You just want to make sure that your whole body is covered. Doesn't have to be, they don't have to be built up. As a matter of fact, you want a nice thin, slim body here. Okay, and just tie that off. Around. Cut that off. I see a little tiny piece of the craft fur. You don't really have to cut it off because it's all going to be hidden, but it's just annoying to me. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Not perfect, but it's all going to get hidden now anyway. So now you take your Grizzly hackle and you find the length that you like. Now I know I want it about that long, so I'm going to go right to the fluff on this one here, this hackle. So I'm just going to strip off all that under fluff there. And I'm going to tie this in by the butt. And the only reason I've gone in front there, just to give it a bit more hold. Again, going to be covered anyway. Right? So now, just make sure that your Grizzly is all stroked back and go around once, twice, 3 times. I like going 4 to 5 myself, if it cooperates with you, because you don't want too much of those hairs forward. Now, if they do, you'll be able to train them back anyway. So then I'm just going to go back in behind there. Try not to trap too many. Like I said, we'll be able to get them back anyway. So just making sure that it's tied in nice. I'm just going to cut just the center stem. So now it looks a little messy, but that's okay. Just make sure it's all stroked back. Then just go to, let's that stroke back all the way. Come on. There we go. Let's go in front. Whip finish. Just give that a whip finish. Now, one little hint with this fly, and with any fly that has dumbbell eyes or bead chain eyes or anything like that, the further forward you put it, the more undulation you'll get, right? So with the Comets, I tie them in multiple. I tie them sometimes with more forward and sometimes less forward. But I have to say, I think I prefer the ones like this that are a little bit further back. They don't undulate quite as much. And I just find the success rate on them a little bit better if they don't have as much undulation in them. So nice orange hot spot head there. And like I said, I will put on a little bit of UV resin, and we are done. So that is the completed Comet. It's a extremely successful pattern. It works really well for coho salmon, for chum, for many different species of salmon. I've caught steelhead on it, and many cutthroat. I'll tie these in a myriad of colors. I'll tie them in orange, I'll tie them in pink, I'll tie them in chartreuse, and I'll tie them in olive. And then yeah, I'll have them all in my box ready to go for the coho season. And like I said, cutties love these. Just tie them smaller. I would, like I said, the whole fly, including the tail, would be maybe 3/4 of this, maybe half. So like maybe up to there, like the whole fly would be that long at the very most, maybe even smaller, right? But yeah, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you subscribe, awesome. Thank you. If you have not, please consider doing so. It really helps out the channel. Comment. Make comments on the video, not on the Facebook post if possible. Make comments on the video on YouTube. It really helps the algorithm and helps me out and that kind of stuff. So I'm just getting this one little errand here. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed that one. Talent.